Hi, ninth graders. Today we're going to learn about completing the square. Now, in completing the square, all of your quadratic equations should be in standard form. So, x squared plus 2x plus minus 15. That's an example. So, ax plus bx minus c. Now, you're going to want to move c, or in this case, 15, onto the other side. And once a negative passes the equal sign, it's going to be positive. So, from negative 15, it's going to be positive 15. So, it'll end up as x squared plus 2x, and then you're going to leave a blank over here. What you're going to want to do with that blank is you're going to take the value of b, in this case, 2, which you're going to divide it by 2. It's going to be divided by 2. It's going to end up as x squared plus 2x plus 1 squared. You're going to add a square to whatever adds here, even if it's a fraction. And then everything you add in this side, you're going to add it over here as well. So, if here is x squared plus 2x plus 1 squared, the other side is going to be 15 plus 1 squared. After that, you're going to want to move your x over here. So, x squared, and then put it here. And then you're going to put your sign in here. And then get the value of c. Or, it's not really c, I guess. It's just the divided of this. The quotient, I mean. So, 1, you're going to put it down here. The squared sign is over here. So, x plus 1 raised to the power of 2, or squared. And then, you're going to add this. We're going to follow the PEMDAS rule. So, it's going to be 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 15 equals 16. What's going to happen is you're going to square both of them. So, 1. So, 16, the square, you're going to find the square root of 16, and you're going to find the square root of x plus 1 squared. Now, the square root will cancel. The square root will be... So, anyways, back to where I was. What's going to happen is the square root will cancel the squared. So it's going to end up as x plus 1. And then you're going to want to square this, because anything that happens here, you're going to do it here also. So the square root of 16 is 4, or positive negative 4. With that sign, we end up with 2 answers. Let's start with here. So, x plus 1 equals 4, right? What's going to happen is you're going to add like terms together. So, 1, you're going to move it over here. Positive passes through the equal sign. It's going to be negative. So, x equals 4 minus 1. Now, what's going to happen is basic math. So, 4 minus 1 equals 3. Then, x equals 3. That's the value of the first x. The first x is 3. The second x is, we're going to use the negative sign for the 4. So, x plus 1 equals negative 4. Once again, you're going to add like terms together. So positive passes through here. Negative, I wrote this wrong. Negative. And then 4. Wait a second. Whoops, my equation was wrong. So 4 minus 1, because, 1 turns into negative. It's going to end up with negative 5. So, wait a second. Now, okay, I'm sorry. So, the value of the two x's, the first x is x equals 3, and the other is x equals 5. And then, those are your squares. That's what completes the square. Now, imagine, what if the middle one, you can't divide it by 2, right? Do not fear, guys. I have another one here. It's not really mine, but, well, it's a nice example. So, yeah, back to where I was because it was pretty confusing. X squared plus 7x plus 12 equals 0. Copy that over here, but you're going to want to move the 12 over to the other side, and then positive, when passes the equal sign, becomes negative, so it ends up with negative 12. After that, you're just going to want to divide the value of b by 2. But what? You can't really divide it. You don't divide it. You just keep it as a fraction. So 7 over 2 squared. Then whatever you add here, you're going to add over here too. So 7 over 12 squared. Squared, see? And then you move it over down here. You move the value of x and x without the squared. You move this sign right here, and then you move c, and then you move the squared over here. Then you're gonna just follow the PEMDAS rule, which exponent, okay, parentheses and exponent. So 7 times 7 equals 49, and then 2 times 2 equals 4. After that, you're just gonna want to leave this part for a few seconds, because you're gonna want to solve whatever is happening over here. So if you add it, you're gonna take off what would be the LCD, or is that the LCD? Wait a second. No, that's not. Sorry, oof. I didn't really mean LCD, I meant LCM, or LCD of, yeah, that's kind of right. LCD of the denominators, which is 1 and 4. Because, these are the similar fractions, you wouldn't be able to add them. So you're gonna have to make them into the same fractions. You're gonna make the the LCM, or the LCD, is 4. Next, you're gonna change the denominators. You're gonna divide the denominator 4 by 4. So 1, you're now the same. After that, you take your 4 over here, and then you're going to multiply them. Multiply everything by 4. So you'll end up with negative 48 over 4 and 49 49 goes unchanged. Alright, you don't need to move this one. So never mind that. 49 and then over 4. If you plus that, it's gonna 8, 40 equals 4. It's gonna end up with 1 over 4 here. Now, put that there, over here. You're gonna square them both again. So, squared here cancels out this one, so you end up with x plus 7, 7.5, 7.5, or 7 over 2. And then over here, the square root of 1/4 is 1/2. Positive, negative, 1/2. So again, you're gonna end up with two x's. Let's start with here. So positive 1/2. So x plus 7 over 2 equals 1/2. You're gonna want to combine like terms again. So 7, you're gonna move 7 over 2 over here. So it's gonna have x equals 1/2 minus 7 over 2, because this is positive, goes through the equal sign, it goes negative. And then you just minus that. They're both they're similar fractions because they have the same denominators. So x equals 1 minus 7 equals -6. So -6 over 2. You just, since 6 is divisible by 2, you just divide that and you get -3. So x equals -3. That's the first x. This is the first x. The next x is, you're gonna have to use the -1/2. So x plus 7 over 2, combine like terms, x equals -1/2 minus 7 over 2. And then, since they're both negatives, you're just gonna add them. And they're both similar fractions again. So -1 minus 7 equals 8. 8 over 2. Since 8 is divisible by 2, just divide it, you get -4, and so -4 is your answer. So these two are your square. Thank you for listening, and I hope this wasn't too, I guess, too confusing. So bye. Sir, that's my project. Thanks for listening. Bye.